your country, which means they had to take the flights. So the ones who you not see today here standing together are the ones who took the flights and flew to the beautiful parts of your country that are not reachable by road. But all in total, we are 56. When we speak about the mission, so what are the principles, what we are observing? Each of us, me as a deputy chief observer, all our analysts, as well as all our election observers in the field, it's impartiality, it's independence, and it's non-interference, which means we are invited to observe, not to interfere. And we will very strictly adhere to this mandate that's given to us through the invitation. Yes, we received an invitation from Election Commission and from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The European Union is grateful for this invitation and will deliver impartial, independent report at the end of the process. So, all things considered, you might be asking what exactly, how the long-term observers contribute to the mission's assessment and what exactly the mission is doing. So, what we are doing, our observers in the field I already listed with whom they are meeting. Then, every week, they will compose a very comprehensive report how the election day is unfolding in specific electoral constituency, in specific district. These reports will be received here in capital, in Dhaka. And we have among us also our analysts who are working to consolidate all these findings, who are having high-level meetings here in Dhaka, who are present at Election Commission, who are now present observing the complaints and appeals process regarding the candidate registration. And all this information, this wealth of information, will be holistically compiled, assessed, and then presented to you during the press conference when we see to what extent this electoral process meets national law as well as international standards for democratic elections. That's briefly how our mission operates. How our mission will be operating for 3 weeks, but then the election day will come. And on election day, we will be around 200 of us out in the country observing in the big towns, in the big cities, towns, and villages. This means that 90 more short-term observers will be coming from Europe. We will invite you again to the press point that will be led by our chief observer when all those short-term observers will be deployed. But if you put together 56 and 90, it's kind of not reaching the 200 I'm speaking about. That's because we will also have a delegation from the European Parliament. They will be joining us for election day, and they will be holding again high-level meetings here in Dhaka. And most importantly, we will also have short-term observers who represent the diplomatic missions of the European Union countries as well as Canada, Norway, and Switzerland, our partner countries who are joining the mission to make our numbers bigger. And on election day at full force, there will be 200 of us, starting from the very early in the morning till the day, until the last ballot is counted. So that's how the mission operates, and that's what we'll be doing over the next 4 weeks. And now, sorry, dear colleagues from the media, I will turn my back to you because I have a very important message also to tell to our long-term observers. So please don't be offended, okay? So, I can't, I tried this way. So my message for you is, please, be as attentive as you were during these days in Dhaka, during the briefings that you received from our analysts. Please meet with all the interlocutors I just listed across the political spectrum and report back to us. And why it is important that you report back to us on all these aspects, because only you are the ones who are in the field, seeing the reality and telling us here in Dhaka how the situation unfolds in each and every district. We are really looking forward to your reports and to your assessment from the field. Thank you very much for your commitment. I know the hours will be long ahead of you, driving, also meeting, but it will be rewarding, trust me. We are all very privileged to be here, to see this historic election unfolding. Thank you very much. And I think now you are, I welcome you, can I invite, where is our operations expert? Can I invite them to proceed to the cars and to proceed to the field and have really very good election observation mission. And I'm looking forward to receive all of you back well and smiling after 4 weeks in the field. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, dear. Okay, I think I could take some questions. Please, go ahead. Yes. I don't hear you, but it means you have to speak loud.
They will observe prior to the election, and if there is any dispute found on the floor, will they convey directly to the election commission centrally or locally?
So it's a very good question, and it always comes across when the European Union election observation is deployed. Namely, what do we do if we observe that something is going not into the right direction, so to say? That was your question. So I will here remind about our 3 principles: independence, non-interference, and impartiality, which means that our observers in the field will collect all the information related to the incident. They will hear to all sides of the dispute, if there is such, and they will report to the core team. Core team will analyze and assess this information, and then this information will or will not be reflected in our preliminary statement. We will assess the extent to which those cases affect the overall electoral process, because it's very important to see the whole picture holistically, to look at the electoral process. And why we would not report immediately to the election commission? Because that's not our role. We would then overstep our mandate. Our mandate is to observe and to present the assessment once the election day is over. And of course, the question is when you will speak about your findings and recommendations. That will come some 2 months after the electoral process is over. The mission again returns to the country and will present the final report, which will include recommendations for future electoral processes, which means that these recommendations will be done in good faith, how to improve the elections in the future. Because as we all know, there are no perfect elections anywhere in the world, and the European Union, in a spirit of cooperation and friendship, will offer these recommendations for consideration to Election Commission, as well as to other authorities of Bangladesh, and to civil society and political parties.